Hello everyone and welcome to my tutorial of my holiday look. I've already moisturized and primed my face, so what I'm going to do is just deal with the dark circles under my eyes with this Matte Cosmetics Peach Luster pen. I really enjoy using this pen. It blends in really well. However, if you have circles as dark as mine, sometimes it's not enough. Um, so I usually have to use my Bye Bye Under Eye also, which I neglected to use in this tutorial, which was a complete accident. So I had to do some extra work a little bit later on, as you'll see. This is Clinique's Stay Matte foundation in the color Golden and Spice. I'm about to put golden under the eyes and the cheeks, pretty much just the top half of my face. And I will use Spice on the lower half of my face. I love this foundation. I got hip to it from Siki, the guru called Siki, whose channel I love. You please need to check her out. She has a lot of great information, does great tutorials, awesome product channel. And that's how I fell in love with this foundation. This is the Black Opal finishing powder mixed with Ben Nye's Dolce powder that I love. Nothing has replaced Dolce for me, although I'm falling in love with some other powders, but that's still my number one. This is the It Cosmetics angled face brush. It was really not a good idea to use this face brush, as you can see. Usually I use my Sonia Kashuk angled face brush for this because it's smaller and it's much easier to direct the powder and control the intensity, where this is doing like so much of the opposite. But you live and you learn. This is the finishing powder in the color dark. I'm using my Sonia Kashuk dome brush to apply it. It just really easily gives me a line that pretty much fills the space in the hollows of my cheek. And I'm using this crown brush, contour brush, just to help me blend the powder upward in a triangle shape. Once I get towards my ears, I try to go up in a triangle kind of shape. Contouring my lower jawline, the same brush. Now I'm just dusting off the powder that I baked under my eye. Again, this is another Sonia Kashuk brush. And now I'm going in with Black Radiance's soft focus powder in the color Creamy Bronze. I really love this color. This powder is velvety, it's soft, it blurs. It's just really nice. And it gives you good coverage. It's not a little thin, light, dusty kind of powder. It's really beautiful. This is the Black Up Two-Way Cake in the color TW11. I just recently purchased this. I really like this powder. I'm using it because I forgot to use my Bye Bye Under Eye, as I stated earlier. So I'm using this to try to deal with the sallowness still quite evident, and it works pretty well. Now I'm going in with my Laura Mercier just to blur and set. It just really, this powder is like magic. I can't describe it any other way. I love that powder. This is the Jordana, I think it's called 24-hour continuous shadow in the color Almond. This is like a dupe for Painterly Pot by MAC. I'm just using this to prime my eyelid for eyeshadow. I'm going to be using the LORAC Mega Pro, the first one. And as a transition color, I'm going in with Sepia. And I'm going to use an angled, what is called a contour brush, but I use it for eyeshadow. I don't use these brushes for contour. They just seem to fit my eye shape really, really well. And I would recommend them for using eyeshadow much, much easier than some of the way some of the other brushes are shaped. Then I'm going to go in with the color Mulberry. I'm also going to use another angle brush, but this one is smaller. And because it's smaller, I get to really have more control in where the shadow is placed and how it goes on. I have the pointed side facing outward and the angle side facing inward. And I just wanted to show you in real time first how I'm applying the shadow before I sped it up, so you can get a look at how slow we actually do go when we're putting on shadow sometimes. This is deep teal. I'm using a rounded dome top brush. It's also pretty small. And I'm just taking the color and placing it out and then blending it in. And I'm doing that just about right underneath my crease line and across the lower part of the lid just a little bit, so it will give the appearance of smoke without really, really taking it to another level. Now I'm just blending. I'm blending the mulberry and the sepia and the edge where I placed the deep teal. Now I'm going to go back in with sepia just to better blend the sepia and the mulberry, using the first brush I used. Now this is a really deep brown. I'm using a really pointed brush. It's a very pointed, tapered brush. I have to use this so that I can stay right within my crease and have more intensity of color. Now I'm going back in with that small angle brush to blend that color and drag it in towards the inner part of my eye. I used that brush so it would be soft when it got towards the inner corner and would remove the harshness of the line. So we're going in with the Pro Metals palette, the color Clover. Love this palette. It's slept on. It had a bit of a punch when it first came out, and then people just kind of, me, I've still been using it. I really love it. My favorite color from this palette is amber. But I really, really love this palette because the colors are intense, but they're soft at the same time. I don't know how LORAC pulled that off, but they did. And I'm using this dry, okay? Imagine if I foiled it, which means you use it wet. You apply a little water or some kind of sealant, like Elf's sealant, and then you put it in the powder and foil the eyeshadow. But I don't even have to do that with those. I'm just smoking the eye out now by using the brown color in that same finely pointed brush. This is about as much smoke as I do. I don't do smoke with black. I'm just really not into that. This is a Prestige Kohl eyeliner brush. I love this eyeliner. I have to find this color again. Just in love with it. It glides on so smoothly. It doesn't tug. It's very intense. It's just perfect. Now I'm just smudging it out just to soften the line. And now we're going to do these crazy brows of mine. It's a family trait. I'm not a brow queen, as you all know. I'm just going to give them some general shaping, and then I'm going to go on my way. That's just my personal preference. I prefer them to just be how they are and just shape them up a little bit. This is the LA Pro Conceal in the color Toffee. And I'm going to use this Echo Tools angle brush just to drag that concealer across. Just to give my brows a little bit more shape and highlight them. And now I'm going to set that concealer by mixing those two colors together under the brow bone, just to give it some highlight and to set that concealer I just put there. Now on to mascara. This is Jordana's Best Lash Extreme. Very inexpensive mascara that just is wonderful in adding volume to your lashes. As you know, I don't wear falsies because of the sensitivity of my eyes with styes, and so I don't fool with the glue and stuff. So I work with mascaras to build my lashes, and it works pretty well. This is the Loreal Butterfly mascara. I love the brush in that mascara. It really does fan your lashes out. This is Too Faced Better Than Sex, which I just got in the Le Grand Chateau. It came with that, and I'm really enjoying it. It's very intense, and the color is, just very, very black. And it gives your lashes a lot of volume and extension. You get lash extension also with that mascara. This is the They're Real mascara by Benefit. I always use this on my lower lash line. I just love the way it picks up my lashes and lengthens them, and it's really, really dark, and it doesn't itch or cause me any irritation. It's one of my favorites. This is the Coastal Scents Forever blush in the color Passionaate. Just really lightly applying that because my eyes are so intense. I don't want to have too much going on everywhere else. I'm going to use the Rose Gold here from the Becca Afterglow palette, and then I'm going to go with Topaz over that with an angled brush. I believe that's a Coastal Scents angled brush. Now for the highlight. This is Opal. This is a Sigma tulip brush. Oh my god, y'all. I got it when they were half off, and I am so glad I did. I just love the way it applies highlight. Look at this. That is crazy. As you can see, I just loved it. I'm in love with it. It's my first time actually using it, and I'm hooked. So yeah, the shape of brushes do matter and how your makeup applies. So please do think about that when you're purchasing brushes. Don't get caught into names, but definitely research about the quality and the brush shapes, what they're made out of, how you care for them, and then experiment. This is just the Laura Geller Gilded Honey. It's one of my favorite highlighters I use in a tear duct. And now for ColourPop's Leather. This is Leather. This is their lippie stick in the color Leather. And this is Milani's liquid lipstick in the color Embrace. Love this color. And I just wanted to mix the two together. You know, I try to customize everything, y'all. That way you know it's uniquely you. So even if someone asks, what's that lipstick color you're wearing? Oh, it's a couple of different lipsticks. Even if you tell them what they all are, they'll never put it on the way you have it on. This is the Stila liquid lipstick in the color Aria. It's a part of their set, their holiday set. Gorgeous. And when I mean these stay on, they stay on, they don't budge, and they're intense. I'm just going to outline the lips with this Nicka K liner. Very pretty liner. I just picked it up not too long ago. And now to set that e.l.f. setting spray because I use so much powder. And now I'm going to just seal it with the Ben Nye Final Seal. And then go in with the hard candy, which has a nice little glow to it. And this is the finished look. It's a little something something for the holidays. Not your typical gold and red lips. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. Make the holidays your own and be fabulous. Have a happy holiday. Be safe, enjoy, and God bless you all. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please do thumbs up and subscribe.